Hey, my name is Gamma, and welcome to the best J and L cuts that you'll ever see. Okay, well, obviously to create J and L cuts, we'll need some clips. Now, this was the previous video you would have seen, so we're just going to drag and drop these in here and wait for them to import. Alright, so now that's done, we're going to drag just one clip in here to start with. And what I like to do, just so I can ensure that I don't cut off these sentences, stretch it down a bit, and so there you go. Now we can see this little extra bit here that we couldn't see before. Keybinds wise, Control K is the base that Premiere Pro comes with to make a cut. For example, if I go to the end of this clip here and press Control K, it'll do that. It'll do a cut. However, you can go to editing and change that in the keyboard shortcuts, which is what I've done. I've put it as Control B. As we can see, there's no cut, and Control B, and now there is. And typically for me, it's just me like catching a bit of breath where I speak for these little tiny audio waves down here. So I'm going to press Q and it will cut it straight there. And that basically gets rid of all of this excess stuff that we just don't need. So we're going to go to the end of that and we're going to press Control B, or I've also set it as Control F to just cut through all lines. We've only got one line here, so I'm just going to stick with Control B for this one. There you go, and then we're going to press Q again. If we go and listen back to this, we'll see what it's like before, and then we'll do some J cuts with these tips, and then we'll see what it's like afterwards. Hey, my name's Cam. Welcome to 10 editing tricks that make a huge difference to your video. Number 1, you can stretch your timeline down and you can actually see more of the audio wave. Alright, so that's what it's like just there, and then if we go and zoom in a bit using this dial thing down here, there we go, we're going to scroll across with our mouse wheel. Now making sure that we are in the editing panel right now, and if we go to these tools just here, you can click on this, or you can actually press the A key, and it will give you this tool here, which looks different to the normal one, which if you press V, it will give you this, and then A gives you what we need. And then you've also got this magnet here, which I like to turn off for this. You can also do this by simply pressing the S key, as you can see. This is what it will normally comes down with, then I'll press A, and I'll also press S, and this will give me the settings I like for J. Typically, I would drag this down and simply just move it across about 8 or 9, and then if we simply just do this for both of these here, and we can also drag this one down just so that it looks the same. There we go, look at that. So here's the before. Hey, my name's Cam. Welcome to 10 editing tricks that make a huge difference to your video. Number 1, you can stretch your timeline down and you can actually see more of the audio wave thing. And then here is the after. Hey, my name's Cam. Welcome to 10 editing tricks that make a huge difference to your video. Number 1, you can stretch your timeline down and you can actually see more of the audio wave. No, in my opinion, it makes it so much smoother just having this little cut and here. If you want to, you can press the S key again, or press the magnet here, and also press your V key to get back to this. And you can drag the video back to where it was supposed to be. Now that makes it even more faster paced, and it actually kind of also makes more sense as well. It also helps us going by the arrow keys because it's nice and easy to find it. There you go, you can hear that. So on the first tick, there you go, we can press Q and it will just go straight to this clip here. Okay, so I've just cut this video up, and I didn't press Q on some of these because I wanted to show you a cool tip. Now if we just hide the face cam, and if we go up to sequence and press close to gap, as you can see, all of these go together. I thought that'd be a kind of cool tip to show, I guess, I don't know. So this is what this sounds like before. Form things. This makes a huge difference for when you're cutting videos because you can see exactly where your sentence stops and starts. This means that when you're cutting straight to your next scene, you're not cutting off any of your sentences. And now what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in just a little bit. We're going to press our A key and we're going to press our S key. And we're just going to drag that down into this layer and just drag it back by 8. We're going to go over here and we're going to do the same here. There we go. Drag that back by 8. And as you can see here, this audio is only just overlapping. So what we might actually do is just drag it back just a tiny bit more because we want it just a bit more over the last syllable in that sentence maybe. Especially as there is so much silence on the end of that and it just comes in as it cuts out. And it works so nicely. Alright, I'm going to go make a few J cuts. Let's go. Boom. Oh, I just pressed the S key again. And for this one, it looks a little bit dodgy here as it cuts from two completely different hand movements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this video actually end where the audio ends and just cut it when the clip comes in. That is so much better. I love it. Alright, so that's a good explanation for the J cuts. And now for the L cuts, it's basically the exact same thing but on the other side. As you can see, if we go and do one of our typical J cuts here, move it back there, and then as you can see, we're going to move that one back as well. We have now created an L cut. Simply by just J cutting 2 clips in a row, we've now done an L cut. It's basically just where audio from the scene prior to it actually comes in after instead of before. Such as if we scroll back here, you can see that it comes in before. Anyways, I hope that makes sense, and I hope that your videos now look extra smooth with these tips. If you are a really fast-paced speaker and the sentences end quite abruptly, I would recommend just using 4 milliseconds instead of me when I use 8 or whatever this is apparently. Like that, where I used 8. I'd recommend using 4 or whatever just matches your video. Try and figure that out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.